Okay, good morning, everybody. Today is Erev Rosh Hashanah. And the 48 hours, the next 48 hours starting today at sunset are the most important 48 hours of the year, where Hashem draws away the light that sustains the world, and he will only returns it after 48 hours, or he returns it, I think, when we blow the shofar. The blowing of the shofar represents coronation of Hashem as the God of the world. And these 48 hours has two main aspects. Obviously, we can speak for a very long time about the meaning of Rosh Hashanah. But the Lubavitcher Rebbe says in the name of his father-in-law, the previous Lubavitcher Rebbe, that the 48 hours of Rosh Hashanah has 2 points. One is below in this physical world, and one is above in the spiritual world. The one below has to do that we subjugate ourselves to Hashem by saying, you are our king, and we will do everything you command us. We are, in a way, enslaved to you. And we will think only about you, and we will behave as appropriate to the servants of the king, to ministers of the king. In turn, there is a point of above where Hashem sort of saying, subjugate himself to us as being our king, and the king promises that he's going to support us and give us all our needs, whether it's spiritual or physical. And physical means safety, as we're now going through a very, very difficult war in the land of Israel. People, unfortunately, are dying every single day on Kiddush Hashem, on sanctifying God's name. And God sees that, and we're asking God to stop it. Please show us your great miracles. Please show us that you can save us from our enemies. And please show the enemies that we are a nation that are dedicated to you. So God is protecting us. And oy vey, you can't even imagine what happened if God will not protect us. We tell that we are a nation like one sheep among 70 wolves, that there is no any reasonable explanation how a sheep can live among 70 wolves. They for sure will eat it. It doesn't mean that like there are 70 sheep and there is one wolf, and that there is a chance that one of the sheep will be eaten by the wolf. That's not what it means. It means that there is only one sheep, and there are 70 wolves who are hungry, and for sure they are going to eat that sheep. But there is a shepherd who watches over that sheep. The shepherd is Hashem.
Sorry.
Okay, fine.
It's normal.
Yes. Yes. And Hashem is, the wolves are our enemies, and God protects us. And yes, there are deaths, and it's difficult, and it's painful, and it's not right. But God is watching over us. And we have to show us that how dedicated we are going to be to Him during these 48 hours and during this upcoming year. And God, in turn, subjugate Himself to take care of us and supply with us with all the things we need. Now, we learn the laws of character. The law of characters, we are now starting chapter 5. We explained during the first 4 chapters that every person have characteristics of behavior and emotions. We also have our intellect, and we also have our speech, the way we speak. So, and we characterize that, and we spoke about different people. You have low level, high level, you have the wise man, you have the above the wise man, the chassid, you have a wicked person. Now we are learning what is a wise man should be. How should he behave? And when he behaves in this way, this will distinguish him from other people. Okay? So the wise man is being distinguished by others in his eating, in his drinking, in his intimate relationships, in the way he speaks, the way he walks, the way he dresses, how he's managing his finances, how he's managing his business. all these actions should be exceptionally becoming and befitting to a wise man. Okay, now, so if we as people want to aspire to be higher than what we are, this is the model that we are looking for. Okay, each person should find a chacham, a wise man, and in our day and age, it's a rabbi that stands out from the rest of the community, who behaves in such manners. Among all those, what is higher than a chacham is a chassid, somebody who is exceptionally distinguished and higher than the rest of us. Okay, so if we have one person in our world that fits that category of being the exceptional person of our generation, it will be the Lubavitcher Rebbe. And today we're going to see a video of him and how he behaved on this special day, which is today, Erev Rosh Hashanah. And we should take it into heart and think, how can we emulate that? This is what the Torah wants us to do. Okay, it's not just a nice thing to be nice, it's a mitzvah to be nice. It's a mitzvah to behave in those ways. Okay? And so we're going to have the link to this chapter. I'm going to read a few more paragraphs from here. Because I want us to see the video, it's important, and we can continue this chapter on our class next week. Okay. So when a wise man eats the little which is fitting for him, he should eat it only in his own home, at his table. He should not eat in a store or in a marketplace, unless there is a very pressing need, lest he be viewed without respect by others. Okay? A wise man drinks wine, and he drinks only enough to soften his food in his stomach. Okay? Whoever becomes drunk is a sinner, is shameful, and will lose his wisdom. If he becomes drunk before the common people, he desecrates Hashem's name. He speaks about intimate relationships. So it's permitted, a man's wife is permitted to him all the time, but it is fitting that a wise man behave with holiness. He should not frequent his wife like a rooster. Rather, he should limit his relations to once a week, from Shabbos evening to Shabbos evening. If he has the physical stamina, if he's able to withstand it. And then it gives more details of how a wise man should have relationships. Now, whoever conducts himself in this manner that we just spoke may be assured that not only does he sanctify his soul, purify himself, and refine his character, but furthermore, if he has children, they will be handsome and modest, worthy of wisdom and piety. In contrast, whoever conducts himself in the ways of the rest of the people who walk in darkness will have children like those people. Torah sages conduct themselves with exceptionally modesty. They do not demean themselves and do not bare their heads or their body. Okay. So now I'm going to stop and we're going to see a video of the Rebbe. And with that, we're going to conclude. I want to wish everybody Aksiva v'chasima tova l'shana tova misuka. It should be in a revealed way, in a sweet way that we can taste the sweetness with our own mouth, and that we should have no more suffering, no more wars, no more dying soldiers, no more missiles on Israel, no more anti-Semitism. We just want to have peace and tranquility to create a civilized world where we can serve Hashem. Here's the video.
Rosh Hashanah, the uniqueness of the day already started by the Chabrengim the night before Rosh Hashanah. It was noticeable that between the participants of the Chabrengim, were also many of the guests who had come to spend Rosh Hashanah, high holidays from all over the world. The Rebbe would give a signal that they should sing the Maimer Nigun, the Stover Nigun, and this is already taking the Farbrengen to a higher level, a more intense level. When they would sing this nigun at a certain point, everyone would stand up. The Rebbe would say the Maimon with closed eyes, with intensity, and it would set the tone, a pitoides, a chasidus, of what our Rosh Hashanah experience would be.
Hayim Tchilas Maasecho, the Korn Layim Berishin. Loch is the Mamshir, Tilchekli, Soil, who Mishpat Lilike Yanki. Do in the UK Rabbi Satan Yenu,
There was sichas, and between the sichas there were the gunim.
Goyim und die Scheus war seine noch da. In Rosh Hashanah nutzte sie es mit der Simcha, mit Tuv Levo und die ganze Welt. Helft der Reis und helft tegen der Reis besimcha, kein Tier Lono, Beteva, Nile, Nigle. Aber in der Jachri, Kola, Chashbenes,
On Erev Rosh Hashanah, everyone would come to shul early to say slichas. Although slichas is a more solemn and serious prayer, towards the end of the slichas, we also sang Rachamana. One is calling to Hashem, the merciful God, Hashem, Rachmana. After slichas was davening, and then there was Hataras Nedarim, the undoing of the vows. Then in Chabad, our custom is that you have to have 10 people who are officiating at this process of Hataras Nedarim, of undoing the vows. The Rebbe was standing in his place, and 10 of the senior rabbis, many of them were guests coming from overseas, from Israel and elsewhere, they were sitting in the presence of the Rebbe while he was standing and before them and doing this whole ritual of undoing of the vows. Later in the morning, the Rebbe would accept Panim. Each person would write a note requesting the Rebbe to intercede on their behalf. And the first line of the note was a special text reading, Anola Eirachim Rabbi. I beseech you to awaken heavenly mercy, to have a sweet and a healthy and a prosperous and happy year, both spiritually and materially. The lines would go on for hours, and the Rebbe would stand by the door of his study and look each person in the eye and say, to me, this is a very special experience, and I'm sure to the others as well. When your eyes met the Rebbe's eyes, you felt the Rebbe is energizing you, saying it should be written and sealed for a good year. It was second that was forever. Later that day, the Rebbe would go to the aisle. The minhag goes back in Shulchan Aruch. It's brought that minhag Yisrael for hundreds of years, that after Rosh Hashanah, the days before Rosh Hashanah, Yidden go to Kivrei Tzadikim, parents. But every Rosh Hashanah, Chassidim went to the previous Rebbe's oil, and the Rebbe himself would make his way to the oil. Very special experience, just watching the Rebbe taking out letters that were paperbacks. You would read one letter at a time, and then tear it, and let it drop. And then he would pick up at the corner of the table, there was the minor lush. He would have him from there. Then he would put down the minor lush and go back to the letter. From letters to minor lush, from letters to minor lush. This to me was, this is the avodah of the Rebbe. Rebbe is davening for Kal Yisrael, Rosh Hashanah. That's what Rebbe is doing about the oil. Erev Rosh Hashanah, how words it out.
Rebbe Nesider Reiner erzählt, aber schade, dass Mercedeki geboren geworden, wie der Mond früher. Rosh Hashanah. Von dem Jahr Tov Kuf Memtes, bei dem der alte Rebbe gesagt, besser Ayim Mercedes, Amai Mercedes, was Technik oder Leshene, gewähnt die ersten 3 Prokim von Sefer Atani. Und danach ist es geworden, die ersten 3 Prokim von Sefer Atani. Was Tani hat sich begonnen mit Mashbine, es hat Zadig, hat in der jüdischen Neshama, sie geht a reis in Navir Hoelom, is Mashbine, es hat Zadig und nicht sein der Heper davon. Und das ist auch, wenn geht zu jeder Rosh Hashanah und wenn geht zu jeder Ried. Und wie der mittlere Rebbe mit Baruch in Sider, in der Rusche von Rosh Hashanah und Kirchhefer. Ab die Welt ist beschaffen geworden, bei Elul, wie der Mann schrie, rechet Jemaime, bei jedem Rischen, Leschesches in den Breschen. Wenn es gewähnt, der Vajipach, Beapach, nicht was Chai, an die Schome von Odom Rischen, ist Rob Milomailo, sie geworden, Vajipach, Beapach, nicht was Chai, von dem Opfer, von dem Guf, was sie gewähnt Opfer min Hadomo, und das sie gewähnt bei Rosh Hashanah. Ze zegt mi die shona beshono, I demelt die heilodes hamishomeis, du was wer beschaffen von das Nei, bis gewählt, die Tamorishen, in Reisha Shona Horishen, in dem besten Jem Hashishi, Lesheishes Yemei Bereshis, in der Shome von Nodem Horishen, was alle in die Shome Sisol sein in Kolu, in Nishmas Yanki, wie der Mond Frie, was Schufre de Yanki, Mei Schufre Dodem Horishen, aber dort ist sie gewähnt Kolu, Kol an Shome. Und du sagst mir, jeder Rieden, also steht in Rosh Hashanah, als gleich Maschbinese, mit der Tzemach-Tzedek oder noch mit Beil gewähnt, dem Minion in Tanje, am Maschbinese hat alle drei Pirushim. Nesa pachen Pirush Maschbinese von Loschen Schwur, Echet Maschbinese von Loschen Shiva, und Maschbinese von Loschen Sivio, besättigt am Ondermiet, als zu allem in der Beschwert menen, und der Ewigster besser wird, als Buchukese te lege, ihm Buchukese te lege, was nicht weiß, ich mehr, was ist Meister mit der Gemorren befehlig, ein ihm erle loschen Tachnuni, der Ewigster besser wird und beschwerten, also sein te hi zaten, und danach geht auf Druf Keach in alle seine Shiva in Yoni, was seine Kol in Sheva Midi, was in Druf besteht der Iker Avedas Hodem, ki mevui bekam mit Kemi Sechet in die Aoris. Und wir gitten dem Keach in der Neifung von Mashbine, sie lechten, loschen Seva, besättigte Mon in Keachis Milamailo, soll können durchführen, die alle Unionen Bela Mazea dachten, schein Tachtel Matre Imeno, und noch mehr unsättigen dem Melo. Aber der Elam soll sein, nicht nur al Milui Nivra, wie sie gewähnt, zum ersten Mal nur al Milui, und noch mehr, wie sie wird sein, bei Elu Teil des Peret. Und das ist verbunden, wo Teres Abal Shemter, aber Echet Bachidisch Ashvi, Ashvi, wer sagt in Medisch, das Verloschen Seva, und Verloschen Shvi, Kipschute, und Neche, wie wird der Balshem, der Tatsch das ob, als es allein sagt, und sättigt von dem ganz alle Gedoschen Sheliachrite, die Mevui Baruch in der Tero, und das ist echt Nichlal in den drei Blocken von Tanja, auf Golponi von dort, kämen das echt alles nehmen, a jeder Jid und alle Jid, was Rosh Hashanah ist der Achone zu Rosh Hashanah. Und demult ist jem Tchilas Masecha. Das war, was sie gewähnt bei Yipach, Bapov, nicht Maschayim. Und in Druh geht mir an mit dem Maschbi, mit alle drei Teichen, der Munjewlach, Labetter, Darki, Bachayim, hat Matzliach sein, in dem alle sein, die Schliche sein. Und Shamish es keine. Lass es leis borg dire betachten